Dearest Sarangees, welcome to Chasing K-Dramas, the podcast that dissects popular Korean dramas episode by episode. We dig into the characters, themes, and everything in between. I'm Chrissy Choi, and I'm here with my co-host,
Dulcé, Sloan. Ping, bing, bing, ting, 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 ting. I don't know. Friends, we're still on our road to 10,000 Sarangees campaign because Chrissy has goals. So be sure to hit subscribe on the YouTube. It's somewhere down here. Again, I'm not a scientist. And tell all about us. Tell everybody about us. Tell us to your friends, to your other K-drama addicts, to your mom. And we are excited to launch.
Yes,
the Sarangee hotline.
Yes.
Okay? In the words of a famous woman, call me now. And so, what a reference. You know who this is.
Ooh.
Miss Cleo.
Oh, Miss Cleo.
Yes.
Whatever happened to Miss Cleo? There was like a documentary about Miss Cleo.
There was a
something.
scandal.
Oh, yeah.
There was a scandal. Listen, we used to have a lot used to happen on TV at night after 12 p.m.
Okay. Yes.
So, anyway. So, call us now. The Sarangee hotline. Give us a call at 213-632-6865 and drop your questions, and you might get featured on the show. A hotline? Now, honey, what made you come up with the idea for this hotline? Because the kids want to know.
Because all podcasts have hotlines, and we haven't been doing it.
I didn't know podcasts. I thought my homeboys just had it because I do my friend's podcast.
A lot of people do the call-in stuff.
Oh,
We're trying to spice things up.
I thought it was just my mama told me and just having people. So the Sarangees, they can call in and talk to us.
Yeah, and I think it'd be kind of nice. It's a nice break. People don't always have to hear us yapping, so we can hear a different voice. And it's a really nice way to have, so it's a nice way to feature people. So if you guys are comfortable being on air, go ahead. We may even do a live conversation. Who knows?
So we're just the radio. Is this what we're saying?
Podcast. It's been the radio.
But this has been the radio the whole time.
The whole time.
That's when they started doing video for podcasting. I'm just like, why are you watching the radio?
This is a TV show now.
It's a TV show. That's why I had to put on a good bra today.
Yes.
So you might get featured on the show and follow us on all of the things. Leave us a review on Apple and the Spotify's, and be sure to join our official fan club, Club Sarangees, on the Substack at chasingkdramas.substack.com, where you can get bonus content and read our newsletter for only $6 a month. That is literally less than a gallon of gas.
And it's fun. It's a fun little community there. People are always in the chats. They're posting things. We love it.
I have a show at Netflix is a Joke on May the 8th at the Hollywood Improv. Come see the kid. I'm in the Hollywood Improv Lab, and then we're back on the road. I'm back on the road. And so I got a bunch of I got some other Netflix is a Joke show. Tiffany Haddish is doing a benefit show at the Laugh Factory on the 6th. I don't know if that's gotten announced yet, but I'm on that. And then I'm going to be at Magooby's Joke House in Baltimore on the 20th of May. And then the 21st to the 23rd, I'm going to be at the Arlington Draft House in Arlington, Virginia. And then I'm going to be at the Comedy Castle in Royal Oak, Michigan at the end of May. And I'm going to be in Milwaukee Pride in January the 6th. No, June the 6th. Good Lord. I'm so tired.
Skipping a May to January.
Listen, going back in time. I'm going to be at Milwaukee Pride on June the 6th. But all of my dates are up on Al Gore's internet at dulcesloan.com. So, what you been up to, honey? What you been doing?
Well, what have we been doing? There's been a lot that's happened. Oh my gosh. I don't know what happens week to week.
You went to Arizona.
Oh,
for your friend's birthday because you brought back a present.
I did go to Arizona. So, this is the year of turning 40. I'm a 1986 baby. So everyone is turning 40 this year. So there are a lot of events happening. So I had my birthday in February. My friend Kaylee came from New York, but she decided to have her 40th in Scottsdale. So we went to Scottsdale. It was real hot, but it was great.
What's in Scottsdale?
Scottsdale is the city of bachelorette and bachelor parties.
So it is the Nashville of Arizona.
It is the Nashville of Arizona. There's a lot of baseball teams have spring training there.
Oh, which is crazy because it's so hot.
I know, but I think it's usually not this hot in the spring. I think when I went, it was a bit of a
heat wave,
abnormal situation.
Spring training used to be in Florida.
Yes, but they have I know the Dodgers and stuff, they do it. I believe that I believe the California teams have some in Arizona, but they have it in Scottsdale. They're known for really good golfing, so there are a lot of men. But when you walk around Scottsdale, because I've been a couple years back for another person's bachelorette party, it's basically you just see packs of women and packs of men just out because they're there to celebrate a birthday, a wedding, or something. But it is like the party. It's like Vegas. I had a lot of fun. I did that. Yeah, and then a lot of birthdays. A lot of birthdays and things. What about you?
I was this weekend I was actually home. The weekend before I was in Cleveland.
Yes.
Doing shows.
Yep.
I was at a brewery and then I was at another brewery. But the other brewery was inside of you know how fancy subdivisions will have their own clubhouse. So this one had a ballroom in it, and so we were performing. So there were this guys henceforth comedy that put shows together.
Oh, cute.
And then the last show that I did was a place called Mahal's Apartment, and I thought it was just a cute name for a venue, but this was actually
an apartment.
An apartment. Okay. That was above a restaurant / bowling alley.
Okay.
And it was a lot of fun. I had a very fun weekend. I actually got to relax some. And I sold the most merch I've ever sold in my entire life.
Great.
Which is a blessing.
So, our new drama, we decided is going to be...
She decided.
I
so
didn't
scary.
decide. That's Sarangees decided.
I did this for y'all. I'm watching this crazy ass show for y'all. Because here's the thing. Marry My Husband was still kind of cute.
Marry My Husband was silly, and it was yes, it's a thriller, but it was light.
It was cute.
This is
that prestige TV shit that you like to watch.
Yes. So for me, I am very excited because like you said, I do love prestige dramas. I like stuff with meat.
The intro
and this has so much meat.
The intro
and so much to talk about.
When I saw the intro, I'm like, this is gonna be too intense. All of the animations, all of the snow. I was like, so it's gonna be gray and cold this entire show. It was on some.
It's a somber, morose, dark show, but I think that basically when this aired, it was a Netflix original. So it aired on Netflix back in 2023. And I think it really did shock a lot of people because first off, it's written by Kim Eun-suk, who's the lady who did Genie Make-A-Wish. So you know it's going to be a banger. And all of her stuff up until the point, she did Goblin, she did rom-coms. She's known for rom-coms. She did Lovers in Paris, Lovers in Prague. She's only done rom-coms. And she went a complete different direction and decided to do this very serious show, right?
So complete 180.
Psychological thriller.
Changes the game.
But we also know that this woman can fucking write.
Right.
And I honestly, I didn't even know when I started watching this that it was written by her. My mom started watching it. I saw her watch it when I was at home for the holidays.
You were telling us.
And 2023, and it scared me because I was like, what the crap is this? It was so intense.
Because you said your mom couldn't go to sleep.
My mom was up. It was like she was on crack. She was watching. She was just up till 5 a.m. watching everything because how they dropped it was aired on Netflix, 16 episodes, but they split it into 2 parts.
Oh, like they did with Bridgerton.
Right. So it was 1 through 8 was dropped earlier in the year, and then they dropped the latter episodes around Christmas.
Right.
So my mom was watching it, and I was just like, this drama is crazy. And the reason why it was really popular is because the lead, Song Hye-kyo, is a mega fucking superstar in Korea. She is the actress. She's been acting for years.
So she's like their Carrie Washington.
She's bigger than Carrie Washington.
Oh,
she's
like a cold kid, man?
Yeah, she is she's A-list. Creme de la creme level, yeah. So
she date Angela Bassett. Okay, got it.
She's beloved in Korea. And she's also in this role, she does a really good job, but so we are taking a definite tonal shift for our show, for our podcast.
Yes, and this is what the Sarangees wanted because you said someone literally commented that they wanted to see what my reaction to the show would be.
Yeah, and I think that when we did the last poll, right, for Dynamite Kiss, we also had Crash Landing on You, and we had The Glory. And this was, I believe, by the time we closed the polling, like the glory like won by 1%. It beat Crash Landing. So it was mixed. It was mixed for sure. But I think for the sake of what we're doing, I think it'd be kind of nice to try something new.
Well, and also it's like we're also a rewatch podcast.
And this is a rewatch.
And this is a rewatch for you. This is a first watch for me. Just like Marry My Husband was a rewatch for you and a first watch for me. But this is not usually the tone of a show that I watch.
I know.
This is not usually my usual show.
Yeah.
In English or Korean, it's just like, girl, what? Nah, that's
We're gonna have a lot to talk about. So I think it's gonna be fun. But I think I would like to preface this,
I'm doing this for the Sarangees.
Right. And then this drama does have very graphic scenes. So, disclaimer to folks. You have like very sensitive topics. There's suicide, rape, all of that. So just a heads up, this is not a PG-13 show. This is a R-rated show. So most people know most people have watched this, but I just want to lay that disclaimer out.
Like when the 4th season of Game of Thrones came out, one of my male friends,
I think fourth
or 5th, yeah. One of my male friends popped up to me and was like,
"Don't watch it.
Hey, have you seen it?" I was like, "No." He's like,
"Don't watch it." No.
I was like, "Why?" He said, as a man, he said, I wouldn't want my female friends. He said, especially if you've survived any kind of he's like, I wouldn't watch it. And so I just kind of like low-key kind of skipped a lot of that season.
Yeah,
For a man to come up to you and be like, please don't watch this. I was halfway through the first episode and I texted you and I said, I hate this show.
I know. But I will say this. The first episode is like intense, but it gets like, it stops. It's not as intense. It's the most intense one. But okay. So in today's drama chase, we're going to be talking about episode 1 of The Glory. And this does not ease you in at all.
No.
It's brutal, it's dark, and at times it's really hard to watch. Our writer, Kim Eun-suk, wastes no time pulling us in, and it absolutely works. We meet our deeply morose lead, Moon Dong-eun, as she quietly begins building her revenge war room at Eden Apartments in Semyeong. From there, we're taken back into her past, where we witness the horrific bullying she endured in high school at the hands of Park Yeon-jin and her vicious circle of bullies. As every adult in Dong-eun's life fails her, she's ultimately forced to drop out and survive on her own while meticulously planning her revenge. We end in the present day with Dong-eun making her first move, approaching Yeon-jin's young daughter as her long-awaited plan finally begins. This is unlike any K-drama we've covered. The Glory is an unflinching, unsettling, and completely gripping with layered characters and razor-sharp writing. Do you like my intro?
I love your intro.
Yeah.
I don't know why she kept going to school.
She didn't. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, let's get ready. Okay, so our cold open, okay? So we're in the summer of 2022. And it's actually a super long, like I forgot when I was rewatching, I was like, oh, this opening's like 3 minutes long of just
there's
car
a
ride.
whole song and everything. There's not a car on the road. I'm just like, the hell part of Korea are they in? Where is everybody? And the song was in English. I was like, this is interesting.
Yeah, so the singer's name is Kelly McRae. She's like a singer-songwriter based in like the South.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So she does a lot of random stuff, but yes, it's her. But it's super slow. It's really pretty. I think, like, again, we always talk about this. If you want to learn to direct, watch K-dramas because it's beautiful.
And also, like, the use of fog that they use, like, everything. Like, if you did not know this show was going to be intense, it's the fact that everything is gray. There's fog everywhere. She's in all black. Her hair is dark as shit. Her skin is... Even her skin is kind of pale. It's everything is, it's almost.
The palette is like dark.
It's almost gray. Tim Burton but Tim Burton's dark but a little cartoony.
Yeah.
Also, Tim Burton. Because he won't cast black people and is on record saying that. Yeah. They have him on record by saying they asked him why he doesn't. So he's on record for saying why he doesn't cast
Get him
black
out
people.
of here.
That's all right. His shit is weird.
So we go to a rooftop. So she's in a city called Semyeong. It's a fictional town. So there's not a town called Semyeong in Seoul, but it's supposed to be like a suburb of Seoul.
Okay,
it's
so
fake.
don't go looking for this place when you
it's
go.
fake. She's on a rooftop of this apartment complex called Eden Apartments, okay? she's sitting there and she's eating the kimbap roll, which I love. You know, I always talk about that, the kimbap wrapped in the aluminum foil and your chomp chomp. I love it.
It's so there, but the thing is, they're so big. That's what always throws me off about a kimbap roll, and people just biting into it like it's a banana. It's so big.
So they used to sell that on campus when I was studying abroad there. So in college, I would get up and I'd be like, I would be walking, doing the same thing. So it's very like nostalgic. It's very good. But she's watching a house, a very big house in the distance. So that's something to keep in mind, right? But then this 할머니 comes in, and guess who this 할머니 is? Who plays the 할머니?
Who?
Her name is Honsuk, who is Yerin-ha's grandma.
That's the
grandma. That's her grandma.
Who's
So you know
also
her
an
grandma.
actress?
Yes, her grandma's Honsuk is like very famous stage actor. I think we talked about this once. Yeah, super famous, but she is in this. She is the 할머니. Is that crazy?
I love that.
And her name, the 할머니's name is 방금, which was the same name as the 할머니 in
That in a
Genie Make a Wish.
Yes.
Yes, right. So
This is the grandma name.
it's a grandma name.
So this is your
방금.
Gladys, Beulah, all of that.
So she's kind of this like landlady. She comes in, and this was interesting, and I felt like it was a little too on the nose.
The devil's trumpet and the angel's trumpet.
Yes,
Because the devil's trumpet faces up, and then the angel's trumpet faces down.
She's just like, so it's the 악마의 나팔꽃 is what devil's trumpet means. And yes, and I don't know. I think it's basically like,
It's a lot of foreshadowing.
a lot of foreshadowing is basically like, is our main character, is she the devil or is she an angel? Is she good or bad? All of that.
It's so funny because I would think that they would be opposite.
I know, but they were saying that it's because the devil is facing upward and looking at God, the flower.
He's being
it's
impertinent. As opposed to you bowing and being respectful.
So, you know, in Korean culture, when you're getting reprimanded, you know, this is the biggest like mind for me because when you're younger in Korean culture, you're not supposed to look at your parents in the eye when you're reprimanded. You're supposed to look down, right? Like this flower.
Oh, no. No one can listen.
But in America, it was always, you look at me when I'm talking to you. So at school, it's like they want eye contact. They want you to be like looking at them, right?
Well, and then
That's how what I went through in school. So I remember being little, being like very confused by that.
Well, you also have to remember in Black American culture,
Oh, you look down?
you do both. And that's confusing because it's look at me when I'm talking to you. And it's just like, I know you're not looking at me like that. So it's a lot of.
So the kid's like,
you're basically just, I don't know. And so you kind of have to like pick a middle ground
Yeah.
where it's like you're looking up, but your head is down. So your body is like here, but it's like you're kind of not, because they're so mad at you, you don't want to look at them,
Yeah.
but then you have to look at them.
Yeah.
But then it's like, I don't want to. So it's very much it's a, getting in trouble as a Black child is very confusing because it's shut up when you're talking to me.
Got it.
It's basically the phrase that you'll hear because it's like, don't say nothing. Don't you hear me talking to you? Answer me when I'm talking to you. And then you go to say something like, I know you're not talking back. But I'm like, you just told me to talk.
Yes.
So it's a lot of that.
yeah.
But
So I think that's why the flower is like kind of interesting because it kind of just tells you like what Korean culture is like. Then there's like a very like startling moment because the 할머니 starts breaking
Those
the pots, right?
but she said you have to break these.
Yeah, you basically before you toss them, you need they're the earthenware pots, right? That you put all the like the
terracotta,
cookie-
yeah.
the terracotta stuff. So she's breaking them, but then there's like violent flashbacks to Dong-eun's childhood, right? That teeth chomping on the candy that like really irked me. You need the scene.
It went past me. It went past me so quick that I didn't catch it. But it was like I think her shattering into pieces caught me. I'm like, well,
yes. So Dong-eun falling. Yes.
I was like, well, this couldn't actually happen because she's not paralyzed. So okay.
Yeah, so it's this whole montage. There's like paper tearing, there's fighting. It's like, you know, and then she falls and she shatters into pieces, and it's the title card, The Glory, right? Then this scene too, my God. So Dong-eun is in her apartment, and she's building the war room, and she's stapling all these pictures. Okay,
First of all,
Photos.
her wearing those gloves, good on you. Because if you ever tried to use one of those staplers,
it's tough.
it's hard as hell.
And you see all these people, and you can tell that this woman is planning, right? Then all of a sudden, you see her. So she does a voiceover, okay? And she's like, there's like a pile of letters that they pan to. And then she goes, "Dear Yeon-jin, do you remember how much I hated the summer?" And then you kind of realize because she kind of shows her arms and you see that her entire upper half is just full of scars, right? So you understand why like she always hated summer because she had to show her arms. Like she couldn't show her arms, and it was hot. Then she imagines this woman walking in and it's Yeon-jin.
The skinniest woman I've ever seen, by the way.
She's in the heels. And you know who this lady is, right? She was in the title of Lady Oak. She's Lady Oak.
Oh, they made her look so different. Also,
They look exact. No, she looks the same.
When I was watching that drama, I can say that there was so much happening. Also, I watched so many of these shows.
Yeah.
It's like I never know what the name of American actors are.
Yeah.
And so, like, especially like white actresses, I can't tell any of them heifers apart.
So this is Im Ji-yeon's. So Yeon-jin, the bully. This is her breakout role. So
Okay.
Im Ji-yeon after this got all the other like lead parts because of it. That's why she was cast. She was cast in The Tale of Lady Oak.
Yeah.
this was her breakthrough role.
I still haven't finished that show because
I know it's long, and she won a Paeksang Award too.
I bet you she
Yeah.
sure damn did.
Yeah. So, she walks in her heels, and you could just tell this woman is like a sagaji, which means like just a rude person. Okay. So she's smacking her gum, whatever.
And she's like, "You walked in my house with shoes on.
How dare you?"
Listen."
And then this is within the first 5 minutes. Dong-eun literally hits her face with the stapler.
And that's why I literally stopped my TV to see how far along in the show are we. And it was like 6 minutes.
I know.
And I went, oh my God. Okay.
So homegirl is whacked in the face. There's blood. And she's laughing like a maniac, okay? Because you could just tell this person is just full of evil and hate. And then Dong-eun says, "You've given me another reason to kill you. You should have at least recognized me." And then Yeonjin's like, "Ha ha ha, you think you can kill me? Something like you?" Like, it is just like so intense. And then Dong-eun says, "I'll try my best to kill you, so please come quickly."
And then you realize she imagined it, and it's like, oh. Because here's the thing. We've all practiced arguments in our head.
Yes.
Because I can tell you, people are like, you shouldn't practice arguments. Yes, you should. Because I practiced a conversation that I was going to have with the man.
Of course.
And
I was going to say with the man.
of course, because the ones you need to practice the most are the ones with men. And
Then what happened?
because I had practiced and I knew what all these responses were going to be, he would say, I'm like, nope, here's this. He'd be like, well, no, nope, here's this. And he's like, oh yeah, well, you're right. Okay, well, you're right. Because in that moment, I was upset. But since I had all my evidence laid out, because I knew what he was going to say, he was like, oh, but we only hung out for like 3 or 4. It was 7, almost 8 months. He was like, oh, okay, you're right. Well, and then it was just boom, 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 boom. So when you can lay out your arguments in a situation where you know you're going to be emotional, you can still have the emotion, but it's just like an exhibit Q, and you're like, and they can't. If they don't have an attempt to gaslight you, you're probably going to win this argument.
And she had 10 years.
10
to prepare for this
to
argument.
prepare for this conversation, because we do a flashback.
Yes.
And
2004.
To 2004. And I was sitting up going, oh, I was in college in 2004.
So she's around my age, because I was exactly her age. I was in high school. I graduated high school. So she's younger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2004, I was a senior in high school, but.
So I was a junior.
Or in
I would have
college.
been like a sophomore, junior in college.
Right. So we're at a police station, and this police chief is telling this young girl, or he's on the phone, right, with someone, and it's this young girl's mom, and he basically tells her, he's like, hey, why did you bully this girl? You need to stop bullying it. But he's going to cover everything up, okay? And this girl is Yeonjin. This is young Yeonjin, our villain, right? And you can just tell that nothing is above her. Even like you would think at this young age, you're at the police station, you'd be terrified. She's confident. She's like, whatever. And then she even like goads the chief, and she's just like, why are you helping us? Like, you helped my mom with her divorce too. Are you like sleeping with my mom? And like, this is such a like outrageous thing for a young kid to say to an adult, right?
Well,
In Korean culture, it is. Like, it is absolutely. It is
when
like
she was talking to him, I'm just like, how American of her to be talking like this.
Yeah.
And so it's either she's very rich or she's white. But it's very. But we all like it's. No one is as evil as a teenage girl.
Yes.
And as someone who was a teenage girl, the capacity, I tried to figure it out for years why that
People
is.
Are so mean, yeah.
And I think when you're a teenager, it's especially because a teenage girl, once you really start understanding what your menstrual cycle really means, and the fact that like you can literally bring life into the world. There's something in your brain at this point in your life that wants you to destroy it. You see what I'm saying? Because everything is so wild. This is only the theory that I have. But it's because I remember thinking about this. Because it was like, you're so mean and you're so mad and you don't know why. Yeah. And you want to break everything around you. You're latched onto your friends for dear life. So everything, everything is swirling around at once. So it's just like, you're not a little kid, but you're not an adult. So
basically you're talking about adolescence and what children or what young people are going through during adolescence.
That's why middle school is awful. And then high school
hormones and all of that.
Right. But it's almost like, I think it's because you're going, okay, I'm not a little kid, but I'm not a grown up. So it's also like grown-ups don't know what to do with you. And then you're starting to be given grown-up responsibilities, but then you're still a little kid at the same time. And then your body's telling you a grown-up, but you still look like a little kid in the face. So like so many things happen at once that it's like, but if I do this one thing, because like the idea of bullying because this kind of bullying, I've always wondered if this was actually, not if it was like exaggerated.
So this is based on a true story. The important thing is that he tells her, right? The police chief tells her, hey, stop bullying. I'm going to let this one slide, but you need to stop. And she just mocks him and she leaves, right?
Because you're sleeping with my mom. But he also doesn't say no.
I think that he says that we were middle school friends, but you see, yes. So you see all these moms gather and you see the other bullies that we'll meet later, right? And then she calls the school teacher, right? Her homeroom teacher, because she doesn't have a mom or dad. Like she doesn't have a guardian that she could call, or she doesn't have a guardian who's willing to come get her, which is very sad, right? So all the other bullies have parents, but she doesn't.
Which is another reason to get bullied.
Right. So then the homeroom teacher comes and he basically chastises her for wearing her school uniform to the police station. He's like, you're embarrassing the school.
Even though everyone else has their uniform.
Exactly. On. And then you see this one kid in the corner who's kind of like smirking. His name is Chun Jae-jun, right? And his mom and dad aren't there because they're on a golf trip abroad. And he asks the homeroom teacher to sign him out too. But the homeroom teacher is treating him very differently.
Yeah.
Right? So
the rich kids get protected. The rich kids get protected, which rich kids always get protected.
It's like you see it in her face. She's so disappointed and she's just like incredulous. Like, think about it. Like you're getting bullied and your teacher is like reprimanding you for calling.
It's like I had a boy attempt to bully me. And you would it's like the thing, it was just like, well, if somebody hits you, tell the teacher. And then you tell the teacher and the teacher does nothing. You would see teachers be mean to students or teachers be mean to me. I would always be like, I'm a child. I'm not even your child. Why do you have this job? Whenever I see teachers mean to children, it's please quit.
They shouldn't be a teacher.
Why are you here? Why are you yelling at a kid? And so I had some boy was throwing rocks at me, and I told one of my teachers, I said, if you don't get him, I'm gonna jump on him.
It's kind of a theme here. It's like adults should protect children,
and I've seen it too many times where it's just
upsetting.
Like
that's very disappointing.
But especially with the girls and a boy, it was always. But if it was certain kids where if that kid did something, they were in trouble immediately. And if other kids did something, they would give that child so many more chances. And as a kid, I could never figure out who they were giving the chances to and which kids kept getting in trouble. And I started noticing it was just like, oh, if one of the black boys does something, he's in trouble.
Well, yeah. I was going to say that it's race, but yeah.
But if it was one of the white kids who didn't have as much money, he was in trouble. Like, you could tell the class and the money and the race was all together. And then if some Asian kid did something, the teachers were confused because they're like, why is this Asian kid causing trouble in class? But I love this when she walked up. She should have been blinded by the amount of salt her mother threw at her.
Yes, I thought about you. So this was I feel like some of this, so one thing I do like about this drama is it is heavy, but it kind of mixes in. Like, I think Kim Eun-suk was like mindful to like add in. I mean, it's still a serious drama, but there's some moments that add some like levity, like, you know what I mean? That's like a little bit of a break. This scene, thought about you because the superstitious part, and then the mudang stuff that we've always talked about, right? Well, this comes in, it's
because
great.
when she walks up and the ladies, and I see her in an all white hanbok, and I was just like,
What's happening?
what year?
You're just
what
like,
is,
yeah.
I was like, this is the 2000s. This isn't the 70s. So who is this woman in this traditional outfit?
Yeah.
And then she was like, and then you find out it's a traditional. She's like, coming here. It's like, oh, you're embarrassing me from the shaman. I'm like, shaman. And then you get in there. I was like, I have never seen so much food.
So
Them spirits are well fed.
So she's getting salt thrown on because in Korean culture, it's a cultural superstition to ward off evil spirits. Okay?
But we do that too, because if you spill salt, you have to. It's bad luck.
Yeah.
You have
So, but the reason why you see this is that the mom. So you see Yeonjin and her mom, right? Her mom is very intense to her daughter. She has a lot of these rules, right? She strongly believes shamanism because she's in there crying tears. She's like
she's
a
doing
true
her.
believer. So in Korean culture, one of the things that they talk about is like they kind of like, it's like really weird. I don't know how to describe it, but it's not a faux pas, but following shamanism isn't something that's like, it's not an embarrassing thing, but it's not something that you're just like, oh, we follow shamanism, right? There's a little bit of shame to it, or there's like a little bit of like, how do I describe it?
It's
It's kind of like, but not with astrology.
It's
but,
like
you
when
know?
people go to psychics, where it's just like,
Yes,
it's
a little
accepted, but it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, but in like polite society, it isn't. So you're seeing this like dichotomy from this character,
no,
right?
Like if you're a Christian, if you're a good Christian,
yeah.
you would never go to a psychic. You would never follow astrology.
Right.
All of this.
So with her mom, it's like they have a ton of money, but she also kind of believes this like frou-frou stuff, right?
But it's like the same way that like Hayen's mom was like put this, had the son put the talisman.
Yeah. So it's
like
a little, but you tell us. So this was an interesting part. Her mom tells her, hey, you need to stop hanging out with people with the O in their names, right? So she's like, you can hang out with Chejun and Sarah. Those are the two friends because they have no O's in the name. But you shouldn't hang out with Myung-oh and Haejong because they have too many O's. But then what we don't talk about is you'll see this later in the episodes. Chejun, right, the boy that we saw earlier, and Sarah, they come from money. Okay, Sarah's parents own that huge church. His dad's a pastor, right? Her dad, and then Chejun's parents are also like they own like golf courses or something, right? But Myung-oh and Haejong, they're just like regular people. Haejong's parents own a dry cleaners. So basically, the underlying tone of it is if you have an O, so all the poor characters have O's because Moon Dong-eun she has like. All the O's, right? So it's interesting. So because of this, it kind of sparks, and you see this with Yeonjin's character. She's like on her phone, and she remembers her mom saying this, and she gets angry. So basically, her mom was like, "You need to like people with O's in their names, bad luck." So then she thinks about Dong-eun, then right, and that's when she decides to really terrorize her. This is all. I only caught this in the rewatch because I was like, "This is interesting."
I didn't catch.
Yeah, because she's doing it. So I think that's what sparks her to do this like crazy thing that she does, right? Which we go into a key moment. So this is probably the hardest part to watch. It was awful. So like,
because I was just in my house because I was like in my house doing my steps, and I was like, wait, what is happening? And she, because Youngjin's like, oh, I want to apologize. First of all, when they bring her into the gym, I'm like, why are you even
Also, the gym always seems to be the location in these high school dramas where like shenanigans happen.
Even like
There's
in American
there's
dramas,
no parental super
because we all know
teachers
because we
or
know
any
a
adult
PE
supervision.
teacher is the most non-authoritative
Yes.
teacher in all of a school.
Well, think about Mean Girls. Like, you remember that PE teacher's like making out with the student, and it made me think of this because
she was making out with the student.
thing,
That's how
I
she got the
know,
keys.
I
And
know.
so like she brings them in. It's like you shouldn't have gone to the police. And so she wants to know if her curling iron was hot.
Oh my
but it's just
God.
like her hair is not even curly. So what are we doing? Because you can't use the curling iron to straighten hair. Also, the last time I used the curling iron like that, I promise you.
So when I was like first watching this, I did not know what was happening. So when she says, I want you to check the temperature, I was like, what? Are you kidding me? I was like, where's this drama going?
Yeah.
And then when she starts burning her arm, I was like, oh my gosh, I stopped watching it.
As you should have.
Yeah. So I was just like, this is nuts. And I think the first time I actually like skipped through it because I was like, I can't watch this.
Right.
But then you discover like all the friends are just kind of like, so Chejun, the rich kid, he's just watching because I think he's like playing basketball.
He's playing basketball because they do a pan out later where he's just playing basketball.
Just
the other
watching.
one just So I think in situations like this, I don't, because like we've all seen like American TV shows where there's like one main girl that's usually the bully, or one main
with the Yeon-jin, yep.
So there's usually one main kid that's a bully, and then all of the other kids kind of just go along with it.
Right. And then they're going along with it because they feel like they have to because they don't want to get bullied. But I didn't get that sense from these kids.
I think they were enjoying what they were doing.
Right, because they're truly psychotic. But
because it's like a bored rich kid thing. This is my thing with like, how are rich teenagers so bored? Because it's like, because I didn't have that much free.
Because their parents aren't paying attention to them.
But it's like, think about it. You're at school all day long.
Yeah.
So you get at school. We got to school like school started like 7:10. We got out like 2:30, right? Or school started at 7:30. We got out 2:10, and then you went home.
Well, I do to activities.
Well,
yeah.
I either had theater rehearsal or I had theater rehearsal or I had to go to work. You're in high school. So even if you don't, so if you're say a rich kid didn't have to have a job, right? Because I went to school with kids with money. Some of them had jobs, some of them didn't, but then they still had after school activities. By the time you finish whatever practice you had to go to, and then you get home and eat and do homework. When did you have time? When to be bored? That was my thought. It's like when did you have time to be bored? Because the only time you're not at school is Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, and I'm sure you're probably doing some type of project.
So these kids are they're the delinquents of all delinquents. They're the trash of all trash. These kids, because you discover, like they talk about it, like Sara, who is the pastor's kid, she's like out here high. She's sniffing glue. That's what Korean kids did apparently. They sniff glue, all this stuff. So
you
she's
ever heard that airplane glue stuff?
She's high as a kite. You have Sara, so that's Sara. Then you have Haejong, who's like kind of like she goes along. She's the
wavy haired one.
She's the curly haired one that always has to run errands because she's the poorer one.
And so go get me milk, all this other stuff.
And then you have the Myung-oh guy who's like the sleazy one. You could just tell he's just evil too. He's had the tattoos and they cover up the tattoo. He has a tattoo
with a little bit of tape. They didn't even cover his whole neck.
And then as they're about to they're torturing her, Dong-eun's just like, why are you doing this to me? And this is what Yeon-jin says. It's because nothing happens to you when we do this, and nothing will change for you. No one will protect you. Your parents don't protect you. The school doesn't protect you, and the police doesn't protect you. You're an underdog. That's why I'm torturing you. 사회적 약자. That's what an underdog is. And it's just like, and then after that happens, then Myung-oh starts like sexually assaulting her.
Like kissing her. And I'm just like,
her and like, I mean, it's insinuated he's doing other stuff to her.
Right.
And then the girls are just watching. They're burning the arm. And then you see the fucking kid just playing basketball. And you're just like, this is some dark stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And you can just see that this character, Yeon-jin, she truly has like, she's a psychopath. Like she's like not normal. This isn't normal person behavior. No, because there's zero remorse. So I did want to talk about, so we could talk about this now because this incident, this curling iron thing really did happen. Okay. So this was called the Cheongju hair straightener incident in Korea. Happened in 2006, where a middle schooler was beaten and burned by her 3 classmates over the course of 20 days. And what had happened was the kids would like beat her with like a baseball bat. They would scratch her with a barrette and they would burn her. And they did it and they wouldn't let the burns
Heal correctly.
heal. And they kept on doing it. So finally, when she told the teachers, they obviously took care of it. She had to go to the hospital. One of the bullies I believe they went to jail for this. They were arrested. And then the school and the staff, scratched that. They faced administrative measures for letting this happen. So it was a big fucking deal in Korea. People were shocked, right? And then when this drama happened, when this drama came out in 2003, people were just like, oh my God, like we need to do something about school bullying. It's getting worse and worse.
So it's comes out 2023. So it's almost 20 years after the incident happened.
Mm-hmm. So this was loosely inspired by that event, right? And Kim Eun-suk, the reason why she wrote this was because there was a lot of other like bullying scandals that happened. Mm-hmm. Like you said, like in dramas, you see bullying all the time. It's like a common theme. Mm-hmm. And then you remember, Marry My Husband, that girl, the second lead, she was caught in that bullying scandal in high school. So that was a whole thing. But Kim Eun-suk decided to write this because her teenage daughter asked her which scenario her mom would be more distraught with. Her abusing someone else or her being a victim of abuse. So this like teenage girl was asking her mom like, hey, what would bother you more? If I was the bully or if I got bullied? So that's what inspired the writer to write this show. Because it was just like, why are you even?
I'd be more bothered if it was my child doing it to another child.
Me too.
Because I would wonder what happened when I was raising my child.
Yeah. So
that's more interesting. You would ask your mother, would you rather I was the victim or the perpetrator?
I mean, 100%, I would rather my kid being the victim. I mean, what the do you do? So there was this, oh my God, this like last week.
I don't know what you do when you find, like the parents of kids who shoot up a school. I don't know what you.
I know. Well, that one kid, I think their parents were both arrested.
The one in Georgia.
Yeah.
His dad's in jail. But it's just the thing. It's like when you look at when you think of the play Romeo and Juliet and you think about like Tybalt and that whole crew, that was written in the 1600s. That was bullying.
Yeah.
We've always had this, and I've always wondered, and it's always at multiple ages. Think about how many if you look at most of the premise of Back to the Future.
I mean, yeah, Biff
is bullying.
Biff was mean.
All of this, it's like
Biff sexually assaulted people too.
Assaulting people, and it's just like, oh, this is human nature.
Yeah, which is scary.
And I think we write about it because like we're trying to change it.
Right.
But
so after this came out, there are a couple other things I thought was interesting. So in 2003, the Korean government, passed amendments, right, to laws to ensure prompt resolution of school bullying cases. And then that's when they also included a requirement. They had to include bullying records in university admissions. So that was so that happened in 2003. So not all schools did it, but in November 2025, 298 students were denied university admission because of bullying records. So this has been implemented, and in 2006, they're trying to make it mandatory for all universities to participate in this. So it's pretty good. Yeah. So it's like it's like a huge thing, and then. When this came out, so I was telling you about the, like a psychologist talk about this in an interview. So this is an article in 2003 written by a writer named Raphael Rashid, who wrote for The Guardian. I think Raphael, he does stuff on Twitter and stuff, but he lives in Korea and he's like a journalist in Korea. But he interviewed a psychology professor at Seoul National University. And then this person, Kumju Kwak, says that the cases of school violence and bullying in South Korea reflect the dynamics of a collectivist society where peer pressure plays a significant role in shaping behavior. We form a group and torment others. The victims may be ostracized by an entire class or even by the whole school. She said that it's always existed in Korea, But the methods have become more sophisticated and malicious, and people are imitating scenes from films. And they use social media to record and share it, which makes it even more worse.
Yeah, because
right?
I had like some kid getting beat up. Because like even before, like if there was a fight at the school, like at the bus stop, nobody knew.
Yeah.
Unless a kid in your neighborhood said something.
Yeah. But the article continues. This is interesting. The competitive and high pressure environment many students in South Korea face can intensify the problem of bullying, right? So since these kids are subjected to intense academic pressure and long hours of studying.
All that studying.
And think about it. They're locked up. So after school, they go to those like cram schools, right? They're there until like midnight and they're with other kids and you're competing with kids.
When do they go to bed?
They go to bed at like 2 a.m.
When does school start?
So this is why it creates a highly competitive, hierarchical, and monotonous environment devoid of physical activities to expend energy. And that can lead to some individuals bullying others as a source of amusement. So you remember earlier, you were like, think about everything that's going like swirling when you're adolescent, all these hormonal changes. You're not an adult. You're not a kid. You have so much happening inside. You need to like do something, right?
Yeah.
But you can't even do that because you're fucking forced to be studying all the time. So what do? You make fun of people and then you're basically taking your stress out on other people. And this is what is making these kids so violent, which is like just insane. So it's like a huge like societal issue.
But how we get these baseball players if you ain't? So what? Would you go to baseball practice at 2 in the fucking morning?
Yeah.
So you get out of school.
Those kids. So if you have a talent, so like think about it, like K-pop. Like if I want to become a K-pop artist, right? Then I go to the K-pop academy. So I'm not studying after school. I'm gonna go under dance classes, right? Or if
get
I'm
a little
an
higher,
athlete,
right?
I'm
baseball.
So if you are just planning to get into school, this is what you need to do. So this is why it is so like. Being a kid in Korea, it is like insane. Like, could you imagine? Like, it's competitive in America too, but the level of like the crap that these kids have to go through. But I wanted to give you the background of all of this because I think it's helpful for the viewers as well. Like, this horrible graphic scene was actually based on a real thing, which is even scarier. So in this drama, it's insinuated that Yeonjin's mom knows what's happening.
Oh, she
knows.
Fully does.
They're covering everything up. So
because she says to her, "Why would you do a lowly person like this?"
Yeah. So it's like she's not mad at her for bullying. She's mad at her
for getting caught,
which is insane. So then you have a scene where after the bullying incident, she goes to the nurse and she's asking for hydrogen peroxide to put on her wounds. And then the nurse sees it and she's like, what happened? Tell me. I will go to the teacher with you. I will go to their homeroom teacher.
Because she's like, I saw blood. You're bleeding.
You're bleeding. And then she also says, I've seen this before.
And that's what messed me up.
I've seen this before.
Which means she's been doing this.
Yes.
And so when she hears that phone ring, I'm like, oh no.
That was so
Pulls
scary.
the curtain back. Yeah. And she's like, her mom is on the phone. And so she looks at the nurse and she's just like, what are you gonna do about it? And
and then she says it. She's like, I did it. It's me. And I've done it the last time too. She admits it. This lunatic admits it. She doesn't care. Because she knows the nurse can't do anything.
Because the nurse can't do anything because no one's going to stop her because it's like, so anyway, I was so happy when the nurse was like, I'm going to help you. And then because not only is she scared when she sees her, the nurse is scared when she sees her. And that's when I was just like, 'cause she's looking at her in horror. But when she goes, I got away with it last time too.
And then the nurse is just like, everyone's like,
yes, the nurse can't do anything. So now we're in present day. And this, I can tell you, I could not understand
what was happening,
what the this is for.
Okay.
But she said, what is it, Dong-eun?
So Dong-eun approaches a little girl.
Also, nothing's cuter than a little kid speaking Korean.
I know, she's so cute. Oh, Yeshol. So the little girl's name is Ha Yeshol. She's cute as a fucking button, this actress, little girl. She's at a playground and she is talking to Dong-eun. So clearly she knows Dong-eun. And Dong-eun is some sort of like authoritative figure in this little girl's life, okay? So they're chatting. she notices that she's like, oh, you and my mommy have the same shoes. I thought this was a trope because remember, Marry My Husband.
The shoes.
The protagonist and the villain, they have the shoes.
The
matching
same shoes.
Yeah,
The
so,
same shoes.
So this is the green ones, the green patent ones, right? So
is it because she thinks she knows her, or this is just an adult approaching her?
I think so. We don't know this yet, but she knows this adult.
Okay.
She knows this adult. That's why she's talking to this adult.
Okay.
But she's just pointing at the
because
mom.
I was wondering that if I'm like do they do stranger danger in Korea?
It's not a stranger. She's not a stranger. So, but then she tells the daughter, I thought about your mom every day due to hatred towards your mom. But she uses the term for hatred that the kid doesn't understand. The kid's just like, my mommy. So then this is a little bit ominous too.
Because she's like, Bula, I don't know hatred.
We go back again in time. And then this is after a couple days later. The bullies find Dong-eun in her like really sad looking house situation, which is a motel. So you see how Dong-eun's very poor.
And is that her house? It seems like that's her place exclusively.
It's not, her mom's there too. It's a motel. It's a room that her mom is renting out for her and her daughter.
Because it seemed like only one, because I couldn't figure out who was occupying
it's a one room space. It's for Dong-eun and her mom, right?
Okay.
So the bullies are there. They've drinking soju. It's a complete mess, right? And then they start they found her piggy bank. Mm-hmm. And this part just broke my heart because that little piggy bank, it took her forever to save that. And I think they said it was like $200, right? So he starts
cutting the bully one starts
open.
cutting it open and just dumping the money out on the table. And that's where you find out that one girl, she's high off glue or something.
Yeah.
She does speak up. She's like, leave my money alone. And the girl's like, okay.
She's like, please, you guys already have money. Why are you guys doing this to me? Dong-eun is narrating this entire scene, right? Mm-hmm. She says that Yeonjin's eyes get darker when she's excited, combined with the curling of her lip as she smiles and every strand of her beautiful hair. Put that together, and that is what hatred is. And the word for hatred is chungul. So she says that. And then Dong-eun begs Yeonjin to stop, and that's when Yeonjin's like, you need to dance and beg for the money, right? You need to beg for us to give you back and stop bullying you.
And she's like, she's like, oh, she has pretty legs.
Yeah, and then she looks at the iron because there's a clothing iron now.
And she kicks the iron over.
Yeah, and then they proceed to burn her legs, and they don't show that scene. But it's basically, she also tells her, she's like, this is the part. She's like, because when Dong-eun refuses, because Dong-eun still has she still has, what's the word?
Her spirit's not completely broken.
Right. She doesn't want to dance. She doesn't want to humiliate herself because she still has a little bit of pride.
Yes.
And she knows that she's not going to scoop that low. And because of that pride, Yeonjin's pissed that she's showing her that she has pride, right? Because Yeonjin's like, you're already a mess. You already have nothing. Like, why can't you do this one thing? Just do it. Just dance. Or I'm going to further torture you, right? But you kind of learn from this, I feel like Dong-eun's character, she's hit rock bottom and she's sad, but she's still she has a little fight in her left, Then, she go.
So the scene where she's standing there and I'm like, what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
And you see the sign that there is no nurse because she has resigned.
That made me so sad.
And it's like, oh, the one person that could have helped her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they're
has resigned, which lets you know that nurse really had no power.
None.
Against Yeonjin because she was like, I can't help her, so I have to go.
Yeah. So it's so heartbreaking. And because of that,
now she's standing on a roof.
She's at her school roof in the snow, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing a Korean drama will tell you that it's because if it's cold enough to snow, it is freezing outside.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I can tell you the number of dramas that I've watched where nobody has enough clothes on to be in the snow. The number, I'm looking at some girl in a hanbok and I'm just like, bro, ma'am, how many layers of silk do you have on? Because I promise you it's freezing outside.
So she's about to jump, but she doesn't, right? She falls back And then at first I was very confused at what she was doing. But she starts taking her clothes off and she starts rubbing snow all over.
Because she's probably hot. They probably itch.
It's because it itched. Because I was like, what's happening? But this scene, though, where she is sobbing, rubbing herself in the snow, and just like crying, it's so like, I think this is one of the most haunting moments of this entire show, is that like pan out that they do. And she's just like
In the
curled
fetal
up.
position. My thing was like, I could not. So when they find out she dropped out of school, I was like, thank God. Because once the first time, listen, if no one's around to help, you would have never got my legs. Like if no one was around to help me, I've already seen that adults have failed me. Once old boy yelled at me at the police station, I would have stopped going to school.
I know.
Because the police aren't going to help me. My teacher's yelling at me. Once he would have yelled at me at the police station, I would have stopped going to school.
So they find out that she drops out of school, right?
And the reason she dropped out.
Right. So she listed them out. Okay. So her homeroom teacher calls her, is bitching her out. He's like, how dare you in the form list out these bullies' names? You need to come back and you need to change it. This is insane, okay? Because he's like, because basically it's like he'll get in trouble.
And it says that you're going to get in trouble if these kids' names are listed on here.
Right.
So, but I did see it was interesting where it's just like she gets to the school and there's like police tape.
Yes. So that's a foreshadowing.
And I knew it was because I'm like, this is too long. This must be a foreshadow.
So she goes to the school, right? And she's in the teacher's room, the lounge area where all the teachers
office,
have their
yeah.
offices. And basically she tells him, she's like, I'm going to report you. I'm going to report everyone for school violence. This is insane. And she shows her arms and he's like, they're not broken. What are you talking about?
Which, again, you have no care for, like I said, whenever I see anyone react to a child like this, it's interesting. And she says, if this happened to your son, would you feel the same way? And then he proceeds to just keep slapping her repeatedly. And when he took his watch off,
this scene also, I couldn't I had to stop the first time and I just
I was like, eventually a man, other people showed up to stop him, but it was also so many times.
I know.
Like, how dare you talk about my son? I'm just like, why is he so upset about this?
I know. It's crazy. But then we discover, right? So Dong-eun's mom, this part was crazy. She's like a hairstylist, I guess.
She's washing some man's hair and
he's like
all over her. And I'm like, okay.
So,
which makes me think, once I saw that, and when the mom gets, so this is the thing. I know I've watched enough TV in my life to know what a neglectful mother looks like on a show.
This woman isn't.
And so when she's being like, oh, I'll be right back. And I was like, okay, it's because the barber seems a little creepy. Everyone seems a little sketch. And then when she answers the phone, it's like, oh.
This woman's off. She's off a rocker.
Something's off. I see the hair. I see the teeth.
She looks like deranged.
And so it's just like, oh, so this is why she can't, as I was like, oh, she can't tell this woman this is happening to her. No. Because this woman is
Mom doesn't care.
Well, also mom can't care. Because if mom is in a financial situation where she's allowing some man to rub all over her while she's washing his hair. Yeah. And if you see how they live.
Yeah.
This is the best that they can afford. The mother has some man rubbing all over her, which lets me know that she was probably not planned.
Yeah.
So she's neglectful of the child, period, because she's probably doing whatever she can. And so.
Yeah, it's really sad.
So the next scene we see the mom.
So Yeonjin's mom.
And the homeroom teacher.
They're together. They're in a pack. And it's our money envelope scene, only this time it's very different.
Which I've seen, I was like, is she supposed to be marrying somebody's son? Who's getting, and so.
She's basically offering the cash, and that's a lot. Like, I don't know how much it was, but to the mom and the boyfriend, who's also just not a nice guy.
I do wonder if he was the one who was getting his hair washed.
I didn't think
I can't
it was.
tell because I couldn't see a face.
Yeah, so there's a boyfriend who is not her dad.
And says that. And so she's like, okay, not you sign it.
Yeah, so the whole point is she's getting paid off so they can get rid of their names in the the dropout form, right?
And she has him change it to maladjustment, meaning that she could not adjust to the school. But I guess my question is, why is it a big deal if the kids' names are on this form?
Because I think it's public record at that point. It's under records. So they want to get rid of that, right? So then Dong-eun comes home from school, and then she notices that one-room motel, whatever that is completely empty.
Those look like storage units somebody put a bed in.
Yeah.
Like put a floor in.
I know. And the landlady's like, oh my God, did your mom not tell you? Like, they moved out. She got rid of everything. And then she literally threw away Dong-eun's school uniform and her school books. And I was just like, this is just...
The school books was crazy because she's like, oh, here's your uniform. She's like, oh, your mom will probably come back. And then the not only has the mom sign it, but like she put her thumbprint on it. So like this is what it is. So it's just like...
It's so sad.
So now your mother has abandoned you.
The teachers... Like the adults have failed this poor child. It's...
And I think we don't think
God.
about how often this probably happens. Like if you look at like kids in any system, like a foster care system or something like that, this isn't a rare thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, no one is helpful because now she was like, we have to figure out. So it's the survival montage. So it's like she's taking on jobs. She's
rolling kimbap at the kimbap heaven, which is kimbap Jungkook. It's like a real place in Korea. It's great.
Gorgeous.
It's open. Really good snacks.
Cameo.
Okay. Yeah.
And then she's in the Jim Jabong. And when she was talking about her scars were itching and her period cramps.
Crazy.
And she's like, the pharmacy opens at 9 a.m., but the Han River is only 20 minutes away.
Oh my God.
And so,
oh my God.
but I can tell you the cramps that you have.
Yeah, I know.
At 15.
Oh, the worst. I would be on the floor.
On the bathroom floor.
My mom talks about it. She said that she used to curl up and pray to God to help her.
Yes. But the cramps you get when you're a teenager, you never have cramps like that in your entire life.
That was awful.
And so, because like my hip joints used to swell up. So it's like, and so that's why it's so cruel when you hear men talk about periods and how dismissive they are of them.
I feel like nowadays they're not as much.
Oh, girl, we're on different parts of the internet.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like nowadays people are a little bit more respectful. I think they understand.
No, I will never understand what it is to have an erect penis.
It's okay. And I don't care. I don't care to know.
So what I'm saying is that in the way I'll never understand that, I will never understand. A man can never. Someone without a uterus cannot understand.
You had that skit on The Daily Show where you make it.
and so
you're just like,
and so we literally put it on the guys.
that was so funny.
And like most of them had truly genuine reactions.
That was
and so at the
so
very
funny.
end of the sketch,
That skit was so funny.
I put it on myself and I turned it up to 10, and then I literally laid down.
Then we go to the key moment number 2, okay? So there's a couple things that we learn about the bullies, because I think these are backstories that are really important for the rest of the episodes, right? So Sara, who is the preacher's kid, she has her own studio because she's an artiste, okay? So these little delinquents, they all hang out and smoke and they do all the bad stuff, right? Behind their parents' back at this like studio. But then we discover Sara's dad's like, you need to come to church. And then again, you learn how like bad these kids are, okay? Yeon-jin is like mocking and she thinks that's funny. She's like, oh, let's go to church. And she's like, do you have white shirts? These girls show up to church without bras and white shirts, and they're showing off their chest.
I couldn't see anything.
But that's the whole point. It's like they have zero disregard for rules, for people. Like nothing is above them. They're just like these bad
but
kids.
It's also lets you know that their parents don't. Your parents don't discipline you.
Yeah, they don't. They get away with everything and anything, okay? Then, this is the scene where it's like the turning point, right? I feel. They're in the gymnasium again, and they're torturing another girl, okay? There's another girl named Kyungnan. They're doing the same thing. They have the they're readying up the curling iron, right? But then Dong-eun comes back, okay? She comes to the gym. She walks in, and you can kind of tell because she's already dropped out at this point, and she's been gone for a couple of weeks maybe at this point. But you can tell that there's a shift in her.
Oh, when she came in with all that scarf on, I was like, oh, this about to be some shit.
And then the girls are scared because at one point I think it's Haejong who's like backs away from her, being like, "Oh my god, what the you know?"
Because like remember, Haejong, she told her to go get her milk.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because she's like the flunky, you know, like she's kind of mean to her
because she's also not rich,
right? And then they're like, "You must be nuts to come walking in here on your own," you know. And then Dong-eun asked Yeon-jin what she really meant, what she said on her Psy World. I told you about Psy World before. That was the old social media. So before Facebook, Korea had Psy World years ago.
So it's like MySpace.
MySpace, yeah. And everyone was obsessed with it. So in her MySpace or Psy World, she wrote that her dream is to become a wise mother and a kind wife. Okay. So this is this bully girl's dream.
And they laughed at her.
Which, like, again, this is a reverse. Like, this is kind of random. I was like, what? So this girl is just, I don't know. Looney Tunes, okay?
It is odd that she was like, you want to own a golf course. You want to be an artist. You want to be a flight attendant.
Right. And then
all very attainable goals.
And then Yeonjin's like, "Are you sure that?" Oh no. So Dong-eun's like, "Are you sure that's your dream to become just like a good mother and a kind wife or whatever?" Right. Then Yeonjin says, "I don't have to have a dream. Dreams are for people like Dong-eun, Myung-oh, and Haejong who are poor.
Yep.
Her job is to pay them to work for her after her dreams come true. She doesn't need a dream. She just needs a job that's not too shabby. She'll probably get married when she's young and pretty and marry an eligible bachelor and have a couple of kids." And then
she asks her again,
"Is that your dream?
Is that your dream?"
And what does Tarim say? Or Tarim, Dong-eun say?
"Oh, my dream is you."
Which is?
"My dream is you, and I hope we see each other again." And then she starts smiling and laughing, and everyone gets nervous, including Sarah. And so here's the thing. It's just like, oh, if you could have figured out how to been this crazy to begin with.
You should have been this crazy from the beginning so they don't bully you.
But no, you don't know that till you know. You don't know that till you know, because it's just like, I feel like that I have, because it's like, I feel like there's times in everyone's life where you get bullied or you get bullied and you've been a bully. And because you're not always nice to everybody and everyone's not always nice to you. But I think if you don't get both sides of that, then it's when people really become a true monster. But so now we've moved forward. It's 2006, 2008. And she's working at a factory and she is studying. And when I tell you, when that man came up and hit her in her head, I was like, throw this motherfucker in a machine. Because when I saw her mixing up that vat of yellow fabric, I was like, bitch, if you do not toss this motherfucker in the machine with hooks in it, bitch, you are better than me. You just got burned all over your body and this man came and hit you in the head. Girl, but what has life already shown her? No one's going to help her.
No one's going to help her.
And that's when you end up in these situations where you're like, oh, no one's going to help me. And so you end up in these situations because you can't, because you start to believe, because all the proof that you have is that no one's going to help you.
I know.
But the next scene, she's sitting at a computer and it's like your GED results are in. And you pass the GED. Thank God. And she's working at this factory. And I love the scene where she's sitting at that bench.
I know.
And then the coworker, it could make me cry.
I know.
When the coworker with that crazy perm.
I know.
Or whatever curly hair she got. Yeah. And she always takes her shoes off for her so she doesn't interrupt her.
And this is a fun fact. I didn't know this, but I remember this word being used. But you know when you're on your tiptoes? In Korean, it's kakachibal. That literally means magpie feet.
Magpie
So when
feet?
you're tiptoeing, you're walking like a magpie. So you call it magpie feeding.
I did not know that.
So cute.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but if say you're running around outside, I learned this term in college, very country ass term. But if you are running around outside, or you have no shoes on and the bottom of your feet get dirty, my friend would call it Walmart feet. Because you look like you walk around Walmart with no shoes on.
I know. When I used to see kids without the shoes on, I'd be like, oh no.
I love it. I love being outside with no shoes on.
You know, we talked about this, right? I hate being barefoot outside.
I
hate being barefoot in the grass. It grosses me out.
Barefoot in grass?
I fucking hate it. I don't like being barefoot anywhere. It was really sweet when the friend or like the colleague helps her, right? And then this is your girl what moment.
Because when she turned around from that computer and she was fully grown.
Yeah, so
When as my mama would call it, overgrown. Because when she is too old to be a freshman in college. She is too old. That is at least a 35-year-old woman. They should have at least, they should have at least given the young, how you say, Dong-eun. They should have at least given young Dong-eun the chance to go to college. And then once she got out of college and got her second job, then it should have switched over to the current day Dong-eun. That lady, that was a grown-ass woman in that coffee shop.
So, yes. So my comment too was in my notes is Song Hye-kyo, who is the actress. Song Hye-kyo is beautiful, but she looks too old to play a college student. Sorry.
Absolutely. When I saw that long ponytail, I went, no.
No, I know.
But did they age up the other actress too?
Well, we don't see the other actors, so we don't see the bullies.
No. The girl with the big hair who would tiptoe. Did they change the actor?
I don't think they did. They kept her the same.
Then that's my other problem because I'm watching this going, this can't be. Because my first thought was, how long did she work at this fucking factory?
She worked there for 4 years.
She worked there for 20 years. If that's the woman that turned around, this is Wellman's Plastics on Roseanne. There's no reason. That's at least 15 years of work experience that is on that woman's face. When she turned, I was like, why the f-? And then they had her at that coffee shop to say that she was walking up with all them college students looking like somebody's mama.
Okay, so when she's at that coffee shop, you see the male lead, okay, who is Ju Ye-jung, okay, Ye-jung. He's played by an actor named Lee Do-hyun. So in real life, Lee Do-hyun is really young and Song Hye-kyo is old. Song Hye-kyo is like in her mid to late 40s. I think she's like 45. She's older than you. Mm-hmm. So one of the big issues I had with this casting of the male lead was they really needed someone a little bit closer to her age because you will notice in this drama, he is young.
Because he was the one standing behind her in the coffee shop, right?
And they're like back to back.
And I'm like, again, it should have been the younger. But the thing is, that younger actress was almost too young. So the younger actress was too young. The male lead is too old for the young actress, but too young for the older actress. Because when they're standing back to back, I said, I know we are not trying to do a non-meet cute.
Oh, it's happening. I just wanted to say, one of my biggest gripes about this entire drama is this love line. Like, I don't understand this love line, and we'll talk about it more. But
I do love that her coworker was like, "You're going to college? Are you going to get a job at Samsung or Hyundai?" And it was just like, your goal for her is to go to college and then work in another factory.
Well, it's not a factory, no, like corporate.
Thank God.
So your whole thing is like working for a corporate, like a conglomerate. So that's what she meant, not
girl.
No factory. It's
you
like
want her putting windshield?
It's like working for like a conglomerate. It's like working in tech or something.
Girl,
this is the ultimate dream.
Okay, I was like,
so when we see our ladies, like it's like Tarim getting a job at Metro Bebe or like marry my husband ladies in that in that company. Like that's what the goal is. Yeah.
Okay. The drama I just started, I was like, bitch, you want her to put windshields and sonatas? Like what the girl? It was, oh my God, we want to build we building pagers.
No. Corporate.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
But
so this is interesting because Dong-eun this entire time she narrates to herself, right? She's like in college now, but she's telling Yeon-jin, she's like, I never stopped thinking about you, I wonder when we would meet again. The person who isn't scared of anything. When can I meet you to scare you? Like it's just
what can I do that would scare you? Here and then then it goes and then it pans into the daughter's locker, and I'm just like,
it's in her classroom. So it's the little girl, right? It's the little girl's classroom, and it's Yeshor's locker, right? It's a kindergarten locker. And this is what she says, okay? We flash to a school classroom, which is her own gymnasium, right? Where her daughter is at. which is so creepy. So she's comparing the classroom to the gymnasium where she was tortured at, okay? And then she goes,
Why is that comparison being made? Is the daughter also bullying people?
No, she's saying the gymnasium was the setting of her torture.
Right.
But for Yeonjin's revenge, the setting of the torture is going to be in the classroom.
Okay.
Which is creepy.
Because now she's messing with the baby.
Right. So then she says,
okay.
Now I'm going to wield a very soft, bright curling iron, the one that you cherish the most, Yeonjin, which is her daughter.
Right.
Right. And then this is crazy. So then baby Yeshor, the little girl, she's like, so she's telling her fairy tale. So basically you see Dong-eun telling Yeshor this story, okay?
Of what her mother did.
Yeah. So this is unhinged.
She's like, but this can't be a fairy tale because all the main characters are poor and my mom is rich.
Yes.
This isn't right.
And then Dong-eun says, babes, this isn't a fairy tale. This is a fable. This is a yuhwa. And her mom and your mom is the main character. And then we see current day Yeonjin, right? Psycho woman. She is a weather forecaster on TV.
Which is the most pretty girl job.
Yes, she's like this.
And fog is dangerous.
Mm-hmm. And then Dong-eun is watching, holding the flower, the devil's trumpet flower.
Right.
And then she says, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, fracture for fracture. The one who inflicted the injury must suffer the same. I don't know. That sounds too fair to me, don't you think? And then you see all of the...
Blocking out the fucking sun.
And then we end, okay?
But I like that it was the bullies, the homeroom teacher,
and
her own mama.
Yes, because she has to get back at them.
I was talking to one of my friends on the phone on the way here, and I was just like, the thing about revenge, it's very like you could have had a successful business. We
talked about Mulsuri, like she could have had.
Mulsuri could have had so many things, like a backstory. Like Mulsuri could have done so much, as opposed to get revenge on this family and steal from them, and we don't know why. So at least we know why she's doing what she's doing. But Yeonjin just doing what she's doing because she can. It's like that psycho man in Genie Make-A-Wish, who was just killing women because he
was a sociopath. Like he was a murderer.
But like I tried to tell a girl that a girl I know in New York, we were talking about how it's like some people are just born evil, and she was like, well, that can't be true. And we just all kind of like looked at her and it's just like, what do you mean?
I mean, we have one in the White House,
right? And some things are conditional, some things are nature, some things are nurture, but some people just come out the womb just acting
like crazy,
wild. It's just something's not right. But it was just like, because I guess my question, who made you the most angry in this episode?
Oh man, I mean, honestly, I think for me it was probably the teacher. Like the teacher to me, I mean, obviously everyone is awful. The mom's awful too, but the teacher specifically was so fucking rude to her the entire time. Mm-hmm. He was dropping F-bombs on her. He's just like trash.
He's an awful man.
And the fact that he would be like, to me, it's like, you're a teacher. Like we said earlier, right? Mm-hmm. When teachers, when a student or a child is asking you for help and you ignore that, like that is just despicable. You know, there's nothing worse in my opinion. And the way he fucking hit her like that. And the fact that he had a kid himself. He had a child her age.
And what made him so upset is she was just like, if this happened to your son got into college, what if this happened to him? And it made him react like that. My question is, why did he, it's like, how dare you talk about my son and then react that way? I think,
well, to him, it's like basically because I think it's because he sees Dong-eun like the same way Yeonjin sees her, as dirt.
Right.
She's poor. She's insignificant.
So don't talk about my
She's
child.
A social outcast. So it doesn't matter. So how fucking dare you low class, so like outcast, come here and talk to me about my son. You have no right. You are not at my level.
Right.
So there's that. But I think he made me the most angry. What about you?
I think it was the wavy haired girl.
So Choi Hae-jung.
Her. Because she knows because she's going along.
She's going along. Yes. Yes, I think
Because this could be her at any minute.
Right, and so she's scared. I think there's a level of that because Sara, right? I think the artist girl who's high, I think she's kind of like,
because she's like, they're on the
lunch.
ski slopes or something, and just like, hey, we're in trouble again because of this girl. And it's just like but when they break into her house and she's like, oh, I'll play a song. But in that moment when she tells her to get the milk and she gets up, and as you realize, oh, she's not.
Yeah.
She's just
going along with it.
She's just as much in danger as anybody else.
Yeah. Is revenge justified in this situation?
I think, well, one, revenge belongs to the Lord. Two, I think the thing about revenge, there was literally a show called Revenge. I think we do shows about revenge because we all know that it's impossible to get. I think we make TV shows about revenge because there's never any way to get back at somebody and hurt them the way that they hurt you.
Yeah.
Also, the eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth, that's not in the Bible.
So some rando made it up.
It's Hammurabi's law. It's an ancient law that like a ruler had. I don't know if he was a Persian king or something like that.
Something, yeah.
But it's Hammurabi's law.
Yeah,
it's not in the Bible. Old Testament, Revelation is not in the Bible. And so,
but don't we learn about it in the Bible though?
We learn about it at school. It's a common thing, but it's not written. Like I've looked this up. It's not written down in there because it would have to be because if it was, it'd be a very Old Testament sentiment. Be like an eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth. But
I think your point's interesting. I think you're right because truly you can never truly get that.
No, because you can never wound someone in the way that even if she holds that girl down and burns her with a curling iron and a house iron, she is never going. That girl's still protected by her family.
Right.
She's still protected by everyone. Her mother is not going to abandon her for a cashier's check in a restaurant where she didn't even eat. So she's even if she.
So get ready. But I guess your point is,
you can inflict the physical wound, but you can't inflict the emotional wound.
Right. So you're saying in real life, revenge is hard to come by, like this type of revenge. But we'll see in the show. But I also think in real life, the best revenge truly is when you're like, when you only focus on yourself and just become better. You know what I mean?
Which is annoying.
It's just,
But here's the thing you have to think about. Remember the scene where Yeon-jin asks, what is it, Myung-yo, the other guy?
The poor kid?
Yes.
Myung-oh.
Myung-yo. In his lap, do you think she's pretty?
Oh, no. She tells that to Chae-jun. That's an interesting point. So Chae-jun is the rich guy.
Yes.
Yes. So, right. There is that point because in a weird way, Yeon-jin, I think, is annoyed by the fact that Dong-eun is pretty. Dong-eun's prettier than her. So there's a reason why. So I wonder, we always talk about why that, yes, she chose her because she was poor, but then I think maybe it was because she's pretty. And I think she kind of knew that she had a little bit more pride within herself.
Yeah.
And she couldn't knock that down completely. And it bothered.
What always bothers me, I realized like when I would see.
It's kind of like in Mean Girls when Regina George is like, so you agree? You think you're pretty? Remember she asked Katie, she's like, do you think you're pretty? Do you agree? Do you think you're pretty? You know that part? Did Dong-eun cross the line involving the daughter?
I think we have to find out what she does with the daughter. Because if she's going to use the daughter to burn the mother, how is she going to use the daughter? That's my thing. Because it's like
this shit gets wild. I cannot wait for you to see.
You have to tell the child enough things to turn them against their mom.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing. Because just like if I'm going to use this to bully you.
So one of the things about this show too that we're gonna probably keep asking ourselves back and forth is Dong-eun like bad or is she good too? It's basically like she's like a deeply flawed character too because she went through so much, but I think like we kind of see how like that revenge takes over her, you know? And then you're just kind of like, is she willing to go to the dark side too?
I think she's already on the dark side. She's walking up to kids at a playground.
We'll just see. So like, we'll see what happens.
Girl, we're already on the dark. This is Batman. You understand? This is Batman. This is like the Batman Beyond cartoon. We drew this on black paper. We are all, even in the daylight, that show was dark. I don't think we're on any of the light side. I think when you start dealing with everyone wants revenge on the person who hurt them, because you always want somebody to feel the hurt that you hurt. The hurt that you felt.
Yeah. And I think with this, it's like, sometimes you're just kind of like, I get it.
No. Yeah. We all get it.
Like
that's why
they were real mean to her.
They were awful to her.
This, I think too, I think the reason why a lot of people like this drama is because, I'm not going to spoil it, but just.
I don't care. Go ahead. I'll watch it anyway.
Get ready.
Ugh.
No. It's not. Oh, it's like, it's
ma'am,
just get ready.
I'm already when she walked up. She walked up to the little girl in the playground, because she's like, some people see the world upside down, and I'm like, no.
It's it is a very it is truly a revenge drama. So, anyways, that was our chase. Again. That was the worst. Like, that was the hardest stuff. We've already, like, no more hard stuff. It's going to be like, not smooth sailing.
I wonder if it was better to not put this in the first episode.
No, I think that this was a brilliant idea to put in that first episode. It is explosive for a reason. And you
it's kind of like Marry My
understand
Husband, where she dies in the first episode.
I think it's like a formula. You gotta, like, every revenge drama.
I need to know up front what we're doing.
And it needs to be bad. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's
because now that, like, we're all like, think about it. When this first came out, you see all this awful stuff. You're like, oh my God. And now it's like, oh, I'm going to, start my revenge on you. Like, you're like, oh yes, let's go.
So we're back next Wednesday to chase the second episode of The Glory. Good God. What do you think of the pod?
I'm so excited, guys.
Girl, what do you think of the pod? Christina really wants me to quit this podcast. Or the Sarangees done. But I'm going to watch it because it's what the Sarangees want. So submit your questions, thoughts, prayers, rants, or whatever at chasingkdramas@gmail.com, or call us on the Sarangee hotline at 213-632-6865 and leave a message. I might just call it just to say hey. We'd love to hear from you directly, so be sure to follow us on our socials and subscribe and follow us on all of the things, your YouTubes, your Spotifys, but don't follow us home. And tell your favorite drama addicts about us. She hated that.
I mean, don't be that obsessed with us.
Listen, come on. Unless you're, single and whatever.
We've made it. We have stalkers.
I'm
joking.
No, but I had a lazy stalker one time. It was very annoying. But in real life.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Thank you so much for listening and watching, and we'll see you for the next K-drama chase. 사랑해.
Chasing K-Dramas is hosted and executive produced by Dulcé, Sloan, and me, Chrissy, Choi. I edit the audio and video, and our production is led by Thomas Yuen from TY Media and Go Get 'Em Productions. Our artwork is designed by Yice Cream. We're an indie podcast, and we're always looking for fun partnerships. If you're a brand that's interested in sponsoring our chases, or for your fan who just wants to stay in touch, please check out our website at chasingkdramas.com.